my name is İdil. Today we will talk about the stress that health workers are exposed to and try to cope with. First of all, there is something I want to answer. What is stress and why does it occur? Stress is the body is being affected by some negative events and showing physical and psychological reactions to them. Stress is a physiological condition that every person experiences at different times and in different ways. This situation, which can cause many psychological problems such as focusing disorder, insomnia, increased anxiety, anger problems, also puts the physical health of the person at risk in the long run and can cause infection, muscle pain, stomach, and intestinal problem. In case of prolonged stress, the immune system weakens, the person becomes vulnerable to more serious health problems. Stress is our main enemy, especially in this period when we are fighting against COVID-19. So, how can stress be controlled? In order to cope with the stress-causing factors correctly, the person must first recognize the problem and develop a solution-oriented approach. For this, it's necessary to be planned and programmed in the stress area, to seek help if necessary to solve the problems, to talk to people who can help to avoid situations that intensify stress, to create more calm and peaceful environments to encourage coping, and to apply the self-suggestion method in order to realize the desired behavior. In the self-suggestion method, one should always try to organize his thoughts in a positive way. It's important to look at things in the most positive way possible and to find unrealistic thought patterns. The individual who enters the working life establishes relations with other people in the organization, tries to adapt to the values and norms of the organization, and is included in various groups within the organization. These processes cause the employee to engage in a strong and intense adaptation effort. In short, individuals who fulfill certain roles and duties in the business environment are faced with organizational stress arising from the organizational environment. Organizational stress, which is also described as job stress, is the situation determined by the changes that force individuals to differ from their normal function and resulting from their interaction with their jobs and other people. It's possible to divide the factors causing this situation into two as physical and managerial resources. Physical resources, the workplace is not compatible with the work being done, a noisy and stuffy environment. In the form of a lack of equipment, administrative resources can be listed as inability to participate in organizational decisions, incompetence, role ambiguity, excessive workload, insufficient wages, and lack of social support, especially in the field of health, contains many factors that cause stress. However, if it differs from other work environments due to the difficulty of serving sick individuals who experience intense stress and the fact that those working in this field frequently face stressful events in their daily work. In addition, reasons such as heavy workload, caring for severe and terminally ill patients, and having to give emotional support to patients and their relatives when necessary, as well as inadequacies in health care and unbalanced distribution of service and personal care frustration and tension in healthcare workers. Work-related tension and exhaustion cause psychological effects such as depression, anxiety, and feelings of addiction. Feelings of helplessness and psychological effects such as headache, muscle tension, and insomnia. In addition, work-related tension causes institutional consequences such as lowering productivity and productivity at work, reducing job satisfaction, being late for work, not coming to work with exhaustion, or leaving the job completely, and ultimately not retaining experienced personnel. Now, let's elaborate on the methods of coping with stress a little more. Firstly, communicate with your co-workers, supervisor, and employees about job stress. Talk openly about how the pandemic is affecting your work. Identify factors that cause stress and work together to identify solutions. Ask about how to access mental health resources in your workplace. Remind yourself that everyone is in an unusual situation with limited resources. Identify and accept those things which you don't have control over. Recognize that you are performing a crucial role in fighting this pandemic and that you are doing the best you can with the resources available. Increase your sense of control by keeping a consistent daily routine when possible, ideally one that is similar to your schedule. You are performing a crucial role in fighting this pandemic and that you are doing the best you can with the resources available. Increase your sense of control by keeping a consistent daily routine when possible, ideally one that is similar to your schedule before the pandemic. Try to get adequate sleep, make time to eat healthy meals, take break during your shift to rest, stretch, or check in with supportive colleagues, co-workers, friends, and family. When away from work, get exercise when you can. Spend time outdoors, either being physically active or relaxing. Do things you enjoy doing non-work hours. Take breaks from watching, reading, or listening to news stories, including social media. Hearing about the pandemic repeatedly can be upsetting and mentally exhausting, especially since you work with people directly affected by the virus. If you feel you may be misusing alcohol or other drugs, ask for help. Engage in mindfulness techniques, external icons such as breathing exercise and meditation. If you are being treated for a mental health condition, continue with your treatment and talk to your provider if you experience new or worsening symptoms.
Hello,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Can we start?
Yes, we can.
Can you briefly introduce yourself?
My name is Sami Jabarin. I'm a nurse at Soroka Hospital in Beersheba, in Israel.
Why did you choose this section? Why did you become a nurse?
Yes. I like this section of work since I was a child. Because I will be able to help people and save their lives.
Why did you choose to become a nurse but not a doctor? They're in the same section, as I know.
Yes, but I choose to be a nurse. Yes, I did not I want to start from here. I did not choose to be a doctor because I don't want to spend a lot of time studying. The doctor thing. You need to study like 6 or 7 years to be a doctor. The nurse like 4 years. You can start working. That's actually my thing. I want to be more fast, to start working or something.
Huh. So you wanted to start working like as soon as possible.
Yes, and this is not the reason, the basic reason to be a nurse, but that was something
Huh. Okay, can you tell us about your journey and your experience as a nurse?
Yes, I can tell you. I started studying nursing when I was 20 years old. I graduated at 24, yes. And now I've been working for like 2 years. And in this time, like 2 years working, I saw a lot of cases and patients, and we saved a lot of lives actually. And it's an amazing experience for me.
Like among all these cases you mentioned, these patients and people you saved, was there like that one case that affected you emotionally and like had some impact on you? And
Yeah.
is it fine to tell us about it?
Yes, I can tell you. There's the case that I cannot forget. There once there's a man come to the emergency room with an overdose of drug usage, and his girlfriend was with him, and his girlfriend actually was crying and begging us to save him. I cannot forget this thing, and after like 2 hours, we saved him. We stabilized him, and the look in his girlfriend's eyes was priceless.
Okay, so now we are in 2022. We just had a new year, and the virus, the pandemic started at 2020, so it's almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Can you tell us the events, the differences, how things escalated since 2020 and until now, how things have changed?
There's a change. Yes. I got that. I can start in 2020 that no one expected that thing will get this bad. We had some hard time and we did not sleep 4 days because the country was not ready such a pandemic like this. But now everything is slowly going back to normal. Yeah.
And since we're talking about the COVID-19, now we have a new variant, which is the Omicron. Can you tell us what's Omicron and why is it dangerous?
Yeah, sure. The Omicron is a variant of the COVID-19 or SARS-CoV-2, the other name. Actually, the thing that the main problem with the COVID-19 is the symptoms do not appear immediately. Instead, they appear after 2 days or after few days. I'm sorry, or sometimes weeks. That we all hear that in news, or we have friends get infected by COVID, and we saw that actually. After patients have already spread the virus to others, the problem with Omicron is that it spread faster than the other types of coronaviruses. And that's why this variant is dangerous. It's spread faster than the others, and yeah, that's the reason actually.
I see. So the thing is that it's dangerous because it spreads faster.
Yes, yes, it's spread more faster than the others, like the other variants. Like, yeah,
So like, how being a nurse changed your like lifestyle or daily
my
routine?
lifestyle. Yeah. You can say like I become more dedicated and responsible in my
Mhm.
life after the pandemic. And after this pandemic, actually, uh, I even become more like, how can I say that? It's not just responsible, you know.
Hmm.
It's a lot of stress. Well, we was in stress, like, you know, we know that, and that stress or like it was like tiring for us, and in the end of thing we saved lives, like it was hard to us, but in the end we saved lives. Yeah.
So like this stress,
Mm.
and like being tired, all the stuff you mentioned, like how did you deal with it? How did you deal with this stress?
Yeah. At the beginning, like, I had no way to deal with it. It was too much. Like, but after a while, like, I organized my time and started even, I'm sorry, started giving myself some time and space to think about other things in my life. Yes, not just this thing. Like, you know, we have to move on in this life. And also I started doing sports, which helped me a lot, like to deal with stress.
Oh, nice. So like what kind of sports do you do like in your free time? Like do you read?
Hmm.
Do you like I don't know, like do you do
I
any kind of sports or like
I
uh
like the sport, such a sport. Like, I like doing sports. It doesn't matter what sports. Actually, I swim sometimes. I play football sometimes. But like, I like to go to gym. Like, you know, everyone going to gym. This is the place that you can meet people, or the social thing is good there. And yes, there's a lot of sports. I'm doing a lot of sport my life on my life.
uh-huh. Like, okay, so like, do you have someone or like some people, I don't know, to share your feelings with? Like when you were happy, when you were sad, when you were stressed, even. Like, do you share
Mm.
your feelings with someone?
Yes, I have friends. I have close friends, actually, that I share my feelings, my problems, my bad days. Like, we all have like bad days. Uh, like, we want to speak to others, to explain them, to just to tell them uh, what you did, or the problems that you have, and this is make you feel like peaceful, like make you feel good, like, you know.
So like you're saying that like it helps you, like speaking out
Yes,
is
yes, a
very
lot.
helpful.
Yeah, yes, yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
I see. So okay, let me just move on. Like I don't want to take a lot of your time. Let me just move to
No,
my
no,
last
no problem.
question. Thank you. Like my last question is like
Yeah.
after the pandemic and after like everything has almost come to an end. Like we're the medical staff, were they rewarded? Like, well, did they get like some sort of achievement, like for their efforts?
Huh. Yes, actually, the country increased our minimum wage, and also we have something like a good thing. Like, they changed the 5 shekel coin, our coin there in Israel,
Huh?
to a new one with a picture of medical stuff on it, like on the thing.
So like the
Uh,
coin itself, like they changed the picture.
just the picture, like, you know, the new coin, like with a new picture,
Mhm.
like to pay respect to their action, to our action, like, you know, we are in the same sector. Yeah,
Oh,
that was a
that's a
good thing.
great thing. Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
thing. Well, thank you for your time.
Yo, you're welcome. Thank you
Thank
too.
you. Have a great
Stay
day.
safe.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Aydacığım hoş geldin.
Hoş bulduk.
Biliyorsun sana bahsetmiştim, okulda bir projemiz vardı bizim sosyal etki, sosyal sorumluluk projesi adı altında. Sağlık personelinin pandemi sürecinde yaşadığı sıkıntılardan konuşacaktık seninle. Öncelikle konuşmayı kabul ettiğin için çok teşekkür ederim. Ya hepimiz biliyoruz ki bu pandemi süreci hepimiz için çok zorlu oldu ama özellikle sizin için, sağlık çalışanları için ekstra bir zorlu oldu. Yani tabiri caizse gerçekten ölümle burun buruna çalıştınız. Ya bu sürecin nasıl psikolojik etkileri oldu sizin üzerinizde? Bunlardan birazcık bahsedebilirsen çok sevinirim.
Yani zordu tabii her şeyden önce. Yorucuydu ve korkutucuydu hepimiz için. Çünkü görmediğimiz ve bilmediğimiz bir şeyle mücadele etmeye çalışıyorduk. Nasıl bir tedavi uygulanacağını henüz hiçbirimiz bilmiyorduk. Kaldı ki şartlarımız da çok uygun değildi maalesef. Ben ambulanstaydım bu süreçte. Bizim için kötünün iyisi denilebilecek bir düzeydeydi. Kendimizi bir şekilde rahatlatabiliyorduk. En azından kapalı bir ortamda kalmıyorduk. Tulumlarımızı çıkartabiliyorduk. Bir nefes alabiliyorduk gerçekten. Ama hastanede çalışan arkadaşlarımız maalesef bizim kadar şanslı değil. Onlar için daha da yıpratıcıydı bu süreç. Ama sanırım bizim için en kötü olan kısmı ailemizi görememek, onlara yardım edememek korkusuydu ya da onlara bulaştırabiliyor olma ihtimalimiz biraz üzücüydü. Bu yüzden zaten birçoğumuz evlerimizi ayırma ve uzak durma taraftarı olduk. İzinlerimiz yoktu. Bu çok yıpratıcıydı. Yani bir durup kendimizi dinlendiremediğimiz için ve mesai saatlerimiz sürekli olarak uzadığı için artık bir yerden sonra hem mental olarak hem fiziksel olarak bir yorgunluk yaşıyorsun. Ama bir yandan da birilerine yardım edebiliyor olmanın verdiği bir mutluluk vardı. Ama tabii yine de ya ben hasta olursam düşüncesi çok korkutucuydu. Çünkü bizde nasıl bir etki yaratacağını bilmiyorduk. Ölüp ölmeyeceğimizin her şeyden önce bir garantisi yoktu. Hastaneye yatışım yapılır mı? Bunu nasıl atlatırım? Bende nasıl bir etkisi olur? Düşünceleri herkeste olduğu gibi bizde de çok fazla vardı. Ama bizim için sanırım en eksi yönü bununla hep iç içe olabiliyor olmaktı. Çünkü biz ambulans ekibiyiz ve acil bir çağrı geldiği zaman ne kadar sorgulasak da her zaman bize doğru bir cevap gelmiyordu COVID olup olmadıklarına dair. Dolayısıyla birçok hastamız biz müdahalemizi yaptıktan sonra COVID olduğunu öğrendiğimiz oldu. Her akşam kesin bu sefer COVID oldum ya da olacağım düşüncesiyle yatmak tabii ki psikolojik olarak çok zorlayıcı ve çok korkunç bir durumdu. Ama tekrar ediyorum, yani hastanede çalışan arkadaşlarımız için sanırım çok daha zordu. Çünkü onlar orada kalmak zorundaydılar. Yani çok uzun saatler çalıştılar. Konforlu bir alanları olmadı izin günlerinde dahi. Ki izinleri zaten yoktu ama izinden kalsın 4 saatlik dilimler ya da 8 saatlik uyku izinleri yine konforsuz ve her an tetikte olmuştu.
İnsani ihtiyaçlar aslında baktığımızda.
Evet, izin dediğim onlardı. Ama onları dahi verimli ve konforlu alamamak onlar için çok daha yıpratıcı oldu. Her şeyden önce bir de tulumla çalışma ve maske hala hiçbirimiz alışamamışken onun içeriğine girmek çok daha zordu. Yani rahat nefes alamıyorsun, çok sıcak, çok terliyorsun, hareketin çok kısıtlanıyor. Zaten bir psikolojik olarak bir baskıda hissederken kendimi bir de tulumun verdiği o baskıyı hissetmek sanırım daha dayanılmazdı. Kötüydü. Hala devam ediyor hepimiz için. Yani biz çalışanlar için ne kadar her yer yani bir şekilde günlük hayatımıza dönebiliyor olsak da maalesef biz bu sektörün içindekiler hala bu stresi çok fazla yaşıyoruz. Devam da ediyor korkumuz.
Peki Aydacığım, çok teşekkür ederim yorumlarından dolayı. Vakit ayırdığın için özellikle. First of all, I really want to thank my friend Ayda for spending her free time with me to help our project and our research. She's a health worker and I asked her some questions about how COVID conditions, the COVID virus affected her life, especially psychology, her psychology. It's a fact that we all suffer from the bad conditions of the virus, like lockdowns and being afraid of getting infected. But no one can deny that the health workers suffered most. I mean, spending all their days face to face with the virus, and the worst part is it's a new unknown virus. Its effects can be deadly and there's no cure for it. So the first thing she said was actually the being inside the uniform. It was hard and exhausting. I mean, the uniform, like not their daily uniform. They had to wear these pandemic suits, like hazmat suits. It covers your body from head to your toe, and it's also decreases your mobility very much. So being inside of it the whole day, you get hot and sweaty, and at the end of the day, it's not possible to go home, take a shower and have a rest, because they were afraid of carrying the virus to home. In fact, their family members as well, she said. So we all know that the virus affects elderly people really bad, in a bad way, really bad way. So it became impossible to leave hospital for them. Because of that, hospitals arranged rooms for workers to sleep and have a rest, take shower. Of course, it's not as comfortable as their home. Because of not being comfortable, their psychology got affected in a bad way. Despite of all these bad conditions, there's one thing that keeps them up, keeps them motivated, and that's being in the knowledge of they are the only ones who can take care of us, who can help us, who can cure us. I mean, the infected people during this pandemic situation. So there's not enough words to say, and no way to show how grateful we are during these times. They take good care of us, even though against all these bad conditions. So thanks to all health workers, we are getting better and better.
Hi, my name is Yunuscan. Today I'm with my health worker friend, and I'm gonna ask some questions to him. I will cover the symptoms of anxiety, insomnia and depression in healthcare workers working in the COVID pandemic, and how should they cope with it. Like my friends also mentioned about, there are too many healthcare workers that experience these problems in their life, and there are some researches about these situations. I'm gonna talk about these researches, and first research is about anxiety and insomnia. 52 of these employees have generalized anxiety disorder and 53 have insomnia. The rate of those with both generalized anxiety disorder and insomnia is 36%. Second research about anxiety and depression. 13 of the participants had depression. 26 shows the symptoms of anxiety, and 26 are mild. He's experiencing symptoms of mild and several post-traumatic stress disorder. Now we are going to listen healthcare worker, my friend Mustafa's advices. He will talk about the problem that his friends healthcare workers experienced. After that, he has some advices about anxiety and insomnia on healthcare workers. It will be solution-oriented speech, how they cope with it, how his friends deal with stress, insomnia, anxiety and depression. We will listen his advices. Hi Mustafa. As you know, with the COVID pandemic, your working condition became very hard, and there are some psychological effects of it to you and your friends. Those effects are insomnia, anxiety, and depression, as you know, as you see in your friends. First, I want to ask you, have you ever been through these problems in your work life?
Hi Yunuscan, thank you for your question. I never had these problems, but I can say that I have a hard time not having them. Nevertheless, I have overcome it with some techniques and with my awareness, but I have a lot of friends who has anxiety, depression and insomnia symptoms. There are many things that every person can do on their own to reduce their anxiety, to combat anxiety. Accept these situations with openness and sincerity and prepare for developments. Be sure to enlist the help of your friends. Never give yourself the message that you can't handle the situation. I would like to tell people who are faced with this situation that they are not alone, that these problems are not unique to them.
Thanks for your advices.
You're welcome.
What you recommend them to cope with it? Also, do you have another advices?
Yes, focus on staying healthy, not disease. Don't stay away from your favorite activities, such as going to the cinema or theater, listening to music, going shopping, getting a message. Try to get new hobbies. Don't restrict your activities because of your fears. See you feed your so it makes you feed your fears.
Okay.
Exercising and playing sports are one-on-one for improving mood and psychological fitness. Regular sleep, a healthy diet are one of the biggest support for dealing with anxiety. Stay away from alcohol. Although alcohol has a sedative effect on anxiety problems, it increases the tendency to depression. Well-being starting with a few sips of alcohol can end with alcoholism and related problems. In this context, anxiety management with alcohol is never recommended. After drinking alcohol, which helps to sweep problems under the carpet, you can also see that your anxiety remains in place when dealing with an alcohol problem.
Thanks for your advices.
That's all.
In addition to this, I want to tell you about some experts' recommendations that you can do it daily in daily life. They say learn to relax with complementary therapies such as meditation, yoga, massage, and yoga, which serves to provide physical and mental control with breathing exercises, can be good for anxiety problems with this effect. Yoga will also make it easier for you to concentrate on things other than your worries. You can learn relaxation exercises with biofeedback or autogenic training methods with tapes or accompanied by a therapist. Massage is also very effective in reducing stress and anxiety levels. Many types of professional massage, such as aromatherapy, reflexology, shiatsu, can be effective in combating anxiety from self-massage that you can do with simple tools. Some of people that experience this says it really works to cope with these problems. And another one is acupuncture has also been tried to psychological problems such as depression and anxiety. Finally, controlling our emotions is a very difficult thing. Everyone agrees on this. We can't control emotions we can't control our emotions like we want. But We can dominate a feeling that we cannot control with our awareness. If you are involuntarily afraid in a situation where you know that you should not be afraid, use the power of awareness that you have.